the seventh house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars.
Then peace will guide the planets,
And love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. 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 Harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding. No more falsehoods or derisions, golden living dreams of visions,
mystic crystal revelation,
and the mind's true liberation. Aquarius, Aquarius.
when the moon is in the seventh house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars.
Then peace will guide the planets, and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. 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 Hey there, people all around the world, men and women, boys and girls. The time has come to occupy. It's much too late to judge and cry. Think about a love revolution, and it's here again. And it's time to let the sun shine in. Come together and sing out strong. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. All around the world. Let the sun shine. Come together. Let the sun shine. Sunshine. The sun shine in. Everybody sing. Let the sun shine. Open up your hearts. Let the sun shine. Sunshine. The sun shine. Come together and sing out strong for a peaceful planet where we all belong. Replace all fears with love and grace. We are different shades of one human race. It's the place to chase. The revolution is here again. It's near again. The resolution will now begin for all to let the sun shine in.
Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the first time. 1,000 cups of tea, but not like this one. 1,000 breaths we breathe, but not like this one. 1,000 suns will rise, but not like this one. 1,000 lullabies, but not like this one. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the first time. 1,000 passing smiles, come on, sing it, but not like this one. 1,000 starlit skies, but not like this one. 1,000 words to choose, but not like this one. 1,000 I love yous, but not like this one. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the first time. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the first time. With a brand new pair of eyes, so that we may finally see. Yeah. 1,000 cups of tea, 1,000 gifts received, 1,000 fields of green, 1,000 farewells will grieve, and 1,000 lives conceived. Come on, sing it. But not like this one. 1,000 hands will hold, but not like this one. 1,000 stories told, but not like this one. 1,000 beauties to behold, but not like this one. And 1,000 hearts you'll know, but not like this one. And 1,000 hearts you'll know, but not like this one. Put your hand up on your heart with us right now. 1,000 hearts you'll know, but not like this one. So let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the first time.
In my eyes, in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, in my life, I have been searching for something, but you were my dream. You're perfect, you're golden, golden, You're the light, your love. You're perfect. You're golden. You're the light, my love. When I breathe, when I swallow, caress I feel. When I listen, I hear the most beautiful music out of nowhere. You're perfect. You're golden. You're my light, my love. You're perfect. You're golden. You're my light, my love, my love. When I'm sad and dark, shallow and in doubt. When I'm trying my best to put one foot in front of the other. You're perfect. You're golden. You're the light of my life. You're the love from forever. In your reflection, I'm perfect. So I keep looking at you to keep witnessing my perfection. In you as me, light it, 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 always there, never leave, holding me, set me free, guiding light, your empathy, confidence to express it as me. You're perfect. You're golden. You're the light of my life. You're my love from forever. Your reflection, I'm perfect. So I keep looking at you to keep witnessing my perfection in you.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear.
and welcome to the Pod Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community, and we believe that there are many paths to one divinity. So what is the Pod? That's people of diversity. And what is this diversity that we speak of? It is multi-faith. 10 different faith practices or beliefs, and 10 different musical acts, all of a positive nature. And we give each of those groups a single word topic, which becomes a 10-week series. So each week we get a submission from our one speaker and one group of musicians. And Becky and I, hello and goodbye. And Philip magically puts it together into this Sunday service that you're watching now. You can reach us, join us, hang out with us, help us to produce this at www.peopleofdiversity.org and mash on the donate button and see how you're moved. Anything is acceptable, and we encourage something. So that's all I know for now.
Last week we had Reverend Sue Bailey as our guest speaker, and she did a great talk on freedom, a totally different perspective than anyone else has given. And her musical guest was Melanie England. Today, this week, we have Shaman Geri Nettesheim, and her musical guest is Jennifer Ferren. Next week, we have Sensei Dave Vidito, and his musical guest will be Daniel Capel. Past services are available on the People of Diversity Facebook page or Facebook group. You go in, you ask to join, we let you in, and then you have access to those services. And you can also get notifications by joining. On Sunday morning, they'll send you a little thing on your Facebook notification, and it'll remind you that the service is coming up. We have, after the morning service, we have a deep dive, a live Zoom deep dive, where we talk about the service, talk about the message. Sometimes the speaker is able to join us, and sometimes they can't. But regardless, we get on there and chat, and it's a lot of fun. It's nice to see each other. That goes from 11:45 until 12:15. And then on Sunday evening at 5:45, we rebroadcast the morning service on Facebook Live. So you can just get on, watch that yourself if you're doing something else on Sunday morning, or send somebody else that you think might be served by watching the service. Send them to that evening broadcast. And that's the one that we pinned to the top of the Facebook page, so you can go back in the week and see the latest service. Every week we bless the country. We're in the F's. If you have any facts or pictures or stories, anything about the country that we're blessing next week, send them to the email address below. Next week is Finland. This week is Fiji. Lots of cool things about Fiji.
Kind of a bucket list place on my
Yeah. Fiji is actually a group of more than 332 islands in the South Pacific between Hawaii and New Zealand. It's about the size of Massachusetts. It has 925,000 people, and 87% of the people live on 2 of the islands. I thought this was really interesting. Their religious makeup: 35% Methodist. I wasn't expecting that. 35% Methodist, 28% Muslim. There's a smattering of Hindus, Roman Catholics, Assemblies of God, and others. It is home to the largest Hindu temple in the Southern Hemisphere, and that opened in 1994. Firewalking ceremony originated in Fiji nearly 5 centuries ago, and it is now a popular tourist attraction.
I can imagine.
Yes. Tourism contributes more than $2 billion each year to the economy, and most tourists are from Australia, New Zealand, and the U.S., in that order. Sugar is a large export. They produced more than 160,000 tons in 2018 alone, in 1 year. 160,000 tons of sugar. I think a lot of those islands must be used for sugar cane. Kava is their traditional drink, and when visiting natives, you are expected to partake. It has sedating and anesthetic qualities, and it is said to be very healing. This is the not so pleasant part. Kava translates to bitter. Fiji brand water really is from Fiji and has been exported product since 1996. Fiji is going plastic free in order to save their marine wildlife. They may already be plastic free. When the stuff I read about it said that they were planning to be plastic free by 2020. I don't know if they actually accomplished that or not, but they're well on their way if they haven't already done it. And here's the last fact. This is a really interesting one. Cannibalism was widely practiced in Fiji until the 19th century. One chief, Ratu Udre Udre, holds the world record for the most humans eaten, somewhere between 872 and 999 during his lifetime. And it was believed that if you ate another human being, you gained all of their knowledge. I wasn't real quite sure to say about that one.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very yummy to me. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather read a book and gain knowledge, quite frankly. Yeah.
I think books are better.
Very interesting place. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And so let's hold the people of Fiji in our hearts, knowing that they want the same things in their lives that we want in ours. And they want peace. They want prosperity. They want to enjoy the beautiful surroundings that they have there. So let's hold them in love and light and say these words together. May peace prevail in Fiji. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me.
Shaman Geri Nettesheim is an amazing human being. We have had the pleasure and honor of knowing her for a little over a decade now. She is a pod person, as well as a recent, what do you call it when you graduate into shamanism? I think there's a word for it. If there is, we'll figure it out. If there's not, we'll make one up. But you're going to love her. She's amazing. She's authentic. She's clear and concise. It'll be an amazing talk. And with her, Jennifer Ferren, she who gathers all the other singers to our place, is going to share a couple of videos. She always comes with something fresh just for us, and we are so grateful for that. Yeah. So without further ado, we will see you on the other side.
Hi everyone, here's a song called I Am Free. It was written 20 years ago in the year 2002 at the beginning of this century. Can you believe we are already 22 years into this century? It's unbelievable. And this song is called I Am Free, and I hope you like it, and God bless you guys. I am free from all the worry. I am free from all the stress. I am free from all the heartaches and all the loneliness. I am ready to release it. I am ready to let go. I am free now. I am free. I am. There may be wind and rain, and there may be some pain, but there is sunshine, and there are days I can't complain. So I am Hello, all of my friends in the pod community. It's Jennifer Ferren from Atlanta, Georgia, coming to you from my wonderful studio in my home. I'm going to share with you a song that I wrote back in 2010, and it's called Let Freedom Ring. Standing at the crossroads, which way should I go? I could turn around and let my past regain control, or I could move ahead and know that Spirit guides my way. Loosen up the chains that try to hold me down today. It's time to let my heart sing. Oh, oh, let freedom ring. Let freedom ring within, where transformation can begin. Let freedom ring without eliminating fear and doubt. Let freedom rise above, illuminating higher love. Oh, oh, let freedom ring. Well, I got a feeling deep inside my bones. I could feel it growing, and I let it bring me home. Oh, it's a gift of freedom to finally break away. Live to my full potential every single day. It's time to let my heart sing. Oh, oh, let freedom ring. Let freedom ring within, where transformation can begin. Let freedom ring without eliminating fear and doubt. Let freedom rise above, illuminating higher love. Oh, let freedom ring. Oh, glory, glory, hallelujah. It's time for us to start anew. Oh, say, can you see this liberation that is happening to me? Oh, yeah, yeah. Let freedom ring within, where transformation can begin. Let freedom ring without eliminating all the fear and doubt. Let freedom rise above, illuminating higher love. Oh, let freedom ring.
Thanks, Scott and Becky, for having me back on. I love you both. Aho. Today we'll be discussing freedom from a shamanic perspective. Here's a different kind of thought. Freedom and options are not synonymous. Why? Freedom is the ability to not be bound by any state of being, whereas options are state dependent. Freedom is a space where worlds are created. Freedom is expansive, while options are inherently limiting, subject to the sticky wicket of exceptions to the rule. Think about the English language, for example. The rule I before E, except after C, except in the case of neighbor or away. And that's just one of the grammatical rules. Or another one about how many times growing up did we hear an adult correct us and tell us ain't isn't a word. Speaking of rules, I'd like to share with you a childhood image that came to mind for this topic on freedom. I'd like to take you to a simple schoolgirl's sack lunch of an apple, a peanut butter sandwich, and then a number 2 pencil and little white bubbles on paper, and what it has to do with freedom. I'd like to start with freedom of expression and the pencil. An 18th century French artist named Conte developed a way of mixing graphite with clay, and the Conte crayon was born. This offered artists a variety of the medium to express themselves on paper, as the Conte crayon came in different hardnesses, and the artists could have the option of choosing the type of crayon they would use for the effect that they were going for. And so this expanded their ability to create. Now, with this opening up a whole new way to express creativity, this invention didn't just limit itself to the arts. It also became encased in wood and became the pencil as we know it today. And this opened up an avenue for freedom of expression of thought in writing. Let's fast forward to the American philosopher and author Henry David Thoreau, whose family, interesting enough, owned a pencil factory. Pencils represented the freedom of exploring and expressing one's thought uncensored on paper. And this is what Thoreau did in one of his works called Civil Disobedience, and another one called Walden. And now, because it was recorded, we in the 21st century are able to read his expressions and thoughts on things such as bioregionalism, which is the protection of land and animals in wild areas, free trade, the taxations on schools and roadways. We also learned about the things that he disapproved of, such as the subjugation of Native Americans, slavery. Get this, technological utopianism, consumerism, mass entertainment, and frivolous applications of technology. He had a lot of thoughts about a great many things, and with the freedom of the pencil, he wrote it down. It'll be very interesting to have a conversation with Thoreau today, especially about the frivolous applications of technology. We've come a long way from the humble pencil and a lot closer to the ideas of technological utopianism. Thanks, Facebook. Now, what does a pencil have to do with a white sheet of paper with bubbles? Well, we're going to fast forward to 1972, when the Scantron machine, invented by Michael Sulkowski, was introduced to the education sector. The wonderful thing about this machine is that you had to use a number 2 pencil because the numbers of the pencil determined the hardness of the graphite. And with a number 1 pencil, well, the optical scanner that was part of the Scantron machine wasn't able to pick that up. It was too dense, too dark. A number 3 pencil, I'm sorry, I reversed that. The number 1 was too soft of a pencil, okay? The graphite on that was so soft that when the teachers went to collect the Scantron pages, it would smudge the bubbles and made the papers unreadable by the machine. So number 3 was the one that was too hard, and the Scantron wouldn't be able to pick it up and accurately record that. So the number 2 pencil was the Goldilocks of pencils and was used with the Scantron. So anyway, I digress. The Scantron folks put these machines into the educational machinery and sell the bubble papers for 15 to 20 cents a pop. So they made a lot of money from 1972 onwards by using this particular technology. There was a certain satisfaction in filling out those little bubbles. I digress. This Innovation, in my opinion, put an end to free thinking within the classroom and ushered in lovely standardized testing. We're going to talk about freedom of thought and testing. Standardized testing was made possible by this machine. It is the epitome of options for all of the A, B, C, D, E, F, G bubble filling options. There were really only ever two: right or wrong, based upon the curriculum or the information that the student was fed. For example, the question is, who was famously inspired by falling apples? Here are your choices. A, Joan Baez. B, Sir Isaac Newton. C, Gloria Steinem. D, Alfred E. Newman. Okay, pencils down. The answer would be B, Sir Isaac Newton. You filled in the little bubble. Cue the dopamine hit because you got the right answer. And this is a good thing, right? Well, after getting that answer right, we tend to move on to the next question without really diving deeper into what we learned about Sir Isaac Newton. There is great freedom to be found in having the space to ponder what we learned. For example, what comes up must come down. How come I can throw an apple up higher than I can jump, or my arms are significantly weaker than my legs? How much force would it take me to be able to launch this apple to the moon? What might I need to do to accomplish that? What resources did Newton have that allowed for such a deep exploration of falling apples? What if someone told him to shut up, forget about apples, and finish your lunch? The questions are limitless, and this is just about fruit falling off of a tree. Now, let's look at the other options, the other answers to those that multiple choice question. A, Joan Baez. Joan Baez actually sang a song called "Where's My Apple Pie?" This was a protest song written on behalf of World War I, World War II, and Vietnam veterans on how they felt disenfranchised when they came home from war because of the reception that they received. Option C, Gloria Steinem. Gloria Steinem, along with Beyonce, Malala Yousafzai, Marie Kondo, and Lady Gaga were part of Apple computers behind the Mac commercial in 2020 for International Women's Day. Alfred E. Newman. The beloved Mad magazine mascot was shown on volume number 215 on the June of 1980 issue, biting an apple on the front cover. So, in a society that mistakes options for freedom, there's more focus on getting the right answers, and this curtails freedom of thought. If I am conditioned to only look for the right answers, this influences my way of being. All I will care about is getting the answers right. My ability for problem solving and practical application decreases. I will act in ways that the majority rulership deems right, even at the expense of another human being. I will not explore my own inner compass. I do like what Thoreau had to say in the following quote. The question is not in what you look at, but what you see. Option-based thinking puts blinders on what's possible. In shamanism, the concern is not so much about right or wrong answers. It's about being in harmony and practicing stewardship over the things that are within our jurisdiction. It's about allowing the energies and properties of an environment to inform how we interface with it, allowing the subject to give us its wisdom instead of us coming at the subject from a hierarchical, commodified, consumer model or mindset. When we look at indigenous peoples, for example, there's a profound wisdom and compassion shown to all aspects of one's environment. And bioregionalism really comes into play here when decisions are made in collaboration with the habitat, not against it. That way, the environment and all its inhabitants can thrive. This requires a sense of humility and respect as we come to recognize that we are stewards of the people, places, and things placed in our care. This is the way of the Earth Keeper. This is the way of the shaman. Shamanism requires a mindfulness of our perpetual states as a gateway to freedom. And this is broken down into 4 states of consciousness. The physical world, which would include the body, tangible by our 5 senses, thoughts and ideas, the mind of a person, that thing that distinguishes you and I from another. 3, the mythic or soul level. And this level of consciousness governs our responses, our emotions, the way we determine truth for ourselves. This contains the stories we tell ourselves about our place in the world. And 4, spirit, the energy that connects all of us to the Creator, Source, Universe, all that is. In shamanism, the belief is that all things are made of energy. All things exist both inside and outside the realm of the tangible and intangible. And this is expressed in such things as above and so below. So, in order to engage with our perpetual states, we have to lay down one of the options that stand in the way of freedom, and that is judgment. One of the tools that we learn at the very start of our shamanic apprenticeship is that of non-judgment. This non-judgment allows us to see what's in front of us without assigning a value judgment. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a funny story about freedom of choice and the peanut butter sandwich. Think of it like this. All your life, you have been told that peanut butter is only for sandwiches. That's it. No other use for peanut butter exists. In effect, you've been conditioned in your mind to think that peanut butter has only one use. Sammy's. Period. Now, you've got a thing for cooking, and you know that perfect peanut butter to bread ratio to keep it from sticking to the roof of your mouth. So you think you know, right? Then one day, a peanut butter cookbook mysteriously appears on your doorstep. You have an option to open the book and take a look, or scream heresy in judgment of the cookbook and chunk the book in the trash, or better yet, burn it and take your happy self back to the kitchen and fix yourself a peanut butter sandwich to soothe your shocked sensibilities. Or you can choose the first option and sit down in a comfy chair and read the book and discover, ooh, peanut satay sauce, African peanut stew, peanut butter cookies, gluten-free peanut butter cookies. Peanutty goodness abounds. And just like that, you've gone from peanut butter judgment to a peanut butter gourmet. Now we're going to take that story, as funny as it is, about peanut butter sandwiches, and apply the notion of perpetual states that we just talked about a moment earlier. The physical world. I see a jar of peanut butter. Thoughts and ideas. Peanut butter is only for sandwiches. However, I have been presented with other evidence. And I love to cook. Mythic. My truth has been that peanut butter Sammys is all. I'm a little bit curious about the possibilities. At times I am an explorer. At times I am avoidant. The way that you can test this is to look at your responses to change, because that's a very good indicator of how I will respond to this new peanut butter information. And then integration comes, spirit, creator, source, universe, all that is. Thank you for the humble peanut and its remarkable abilities. I have the freedom to choose what I will serve at mealtime. And that's a funny example. It might seem kind of trite, but suppose we were to try that mode of thinking with the other options in our life. Suppose we submitted our long-standing truths to non-judgment and these 4 perpetual states of consciousness. What would we find? Well, we might find that there's a newfound freedom of expression. This freedom of expression creates options based on our judgment-free understanding of what we're dealing with. Operating in non-judgment has a wonderful side effect, and this side effect is one of us not taking things personally, nor holding our preferences as absolute truth. With that freedom comes the freedom of the burden of offense, freedom from the burden of overreacting, of walking in unforgiveness, of freedom from walking in hostility and hatred. Because these lower vibrational ways of being can put us out of irony with our environment. And I think I mentioned once before in the talk that we did previously that the word irony is a Quechua word that means harmony. And that's loosely translated. It means really living in right relationship. And this is about living in right relationship with our environment. The other really wonderful benefit of non-judgment and these perpetual states are we're not waiting around for someone to confer freedom upon us. We can free ourselves. Coupling non-judgment with an awareness of our perpetual states allows us to navigate our world without being swayed by popular opinion masquerading as reality or truth. And when false reality is debunked, we have the power to utilize our perpetual states to dream a new world into being. From a place of true personal freedom, from a place that's in irony with ourselves and irony with our environment. So, to recap, from a shamanic point of view, it is a practice of non-judgment that is a catalyst for true personal freedom, an expansiveness of consciousness and heart, as given by the practice of exploring our own perpetual states of consciousness. And it's from that freedom, that space, that we can create opportunities for healing, and where we will find that anything is possible. Aho.
Thank you, Jerry. Amazing as build. Thank you so much for agreeing to join us actively once again. We are so grateful. Jennifer, as always, your participation is just special and magical. Mr. Lupo, the man behind the curtain, thank you, sir, for always putting a magical spin on everything that we do and making it look beautiful and seamless. If you have needs or wants out there in the audiovisual world, whether they be in person or virtual, see Philip and his team and they will take care of you. Is there anything else that I know? Yes, there's a couple things. So 11:45 to 12:15, we'll be doing the Zoom. The link is in the post. And if you should happen to need a password, it's truth. There'll be a second showing of the service at 5:45 this evening. That will also be pinned to the top of the People of Diversity page and group for you to check back on through the week or send someone back to. Next weekend is Sensei Dave Vidito and Daniel Capel. Again, our topic is freedom. That is for sure all I know.
All you know. Okay. If you would like to join the family and keep this ship sailing, go to www.peopleofdiversity.org and push the donate button. We appreciate every single offering. We really appreciate those of you who have set up regular offerings, because it's very helpful to be able to count on the money coming in. We pay our musicians, we pay our speakers, we pay Philip and his team, so to know that we've got a certain amount of money coming in every month is awesome. But whatever you can do, just a once in a while tithe is great as well. So thank you. We want to take a moment, take a breath, plant your feet on the floor, and we want to say thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much for all of the abundance we have. This effort has been so magical and so fulfilling. For the speakers, tell us for them, and the musicians as well. And it's just been really, really a good experience for everyone involved. And we hope especially for the people that watch it. And we say thank you for the abundance and the tithes and offerings, and we bless those. And we say amen. Amen. Okay, don't click off yet. We have our energy healing circle. Bring to your mind any person, place, thing, event, situation that might need some extra love this week. Bring them to your thoughts and think them into the middle of this circle. We're all going to join our energy together, and we're going to listen to this last song and just send your energy out. Send it out around the circle and into the center, and make sure you open up and receive, because it is a circle and it goes round and round. You'll be getting some. So we thank y'all for being here today, and we really appreciate you, and we will see you next week.
Have a great week.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love.